Hello YTPC, this is Potter Piper coming to you the day after the second day of the Boswell trip. And this will be a pipe, a chat, and a VR to the official VR to Doug the Michigan Piper. And first the VR, which is also the pipe. And then to the chat, which you'll see in the description what it is. So the VR to Doug the Michigan Piper, his gaw, he wanted to have you smoke one blend consecutively in at least 3 bowls or more, or he said to half a tin. So I am smoking old school J.M. Boswell, and I smoked 4 bowls consecutively. Then I had something different. I'm smoking old school. This is the 5th bowl. It's not consecutive. I did 4 bowls. I'm smoking in a new Boswell pipe that I got out there. Like you can't get one. Going to J.M. Boswell's, or going probably to a pipe show, and not getting a pipe is like going to look at a puppy and not leaving with a puppy. If you're gonna go look at puppies, you're gonna buy a puppy. It's just the way it's the way it's gonna be. So I got their inexpensive pipes are about $160, and it's a good price for a solid pipe. So I got a billiard that sits. I'm assuming that's what this is, and it's really just a beautiful, simple pipe, simple grain, nice thick bowl, old school. And I specifically got it because I'm trying to look at getting clenchers, and this has the thin bit. So I believe this is a saddle bit. I don't know if the saddle bit is this thin bit but shorter, so I'm calling this a saddle bit. And this was $159. Now it's not the more expensive stem or bit, but it's just a quality. Any of Boswell pipes are quality. I mean, just you can't go wrong. I mean, if something's wrong with it, he'll make it right. So, and it's easy to clench. There we go. So I really like it. And so the old school, I looked it up, and I should have not been chicken, you know what. I should have just said what I thought it was, because I was right. It's a ribbon cut burley, that's what he says. And just some Virginias. Now, I thought it could have maybe had a little topping, a little vanilla or something, but I would have been right. You're tasting the burley, the toastiness, the cocoa. I call it the creaminess. And there's a slight sweetness with no bite. That's what he wanted. And apparently he tested this for a while. But this is just a nice all-day smoke. I can see why it would be called the old school blend. And so I smoked 4 bowls consecutively, and I enjoyed it. The only thing I started to notice was smoking it consecutively, literally one bowl after the other bowl after the other. By the 3rd bowl, I was starting to taste what I would consider a little ashiness on the tongue. Still not a bad smoke, but I probably need to give it a little rest, because right now, this is my first bowl for today, and it's about, about 2:45 in the afternoon here in New York City. Not New York City, I don't live in New York City, New York State. Freedom-loving New York State. I'm gonna make New York State a YTPC team. Freedom. Go freedom! Works up here. All right, so continuing with the VR. I enjoy doing the 3-4 smokes in a row, and the Michigan draw, where I'm still trying to figure out if I'm doing it, but it's pulling smoke air through the pipe, but also keeping your lips, to my knowledge, a little loose around the stem, so you get air that way. I don't know. Maybe I kind of do it, but if you clench, I mean, you could. I don't know. I'd have to see, I think, Doug from Michigan Piper talk about it more. But that's my VR for Doug. I smoked old school J.M. Boswell, 4 bowls in a row. This is a new blend for me. I'm really enjoying it. It's just a comfortable blend. It can be an all-day smoke. It doesn't bite. And it makes me maybe want to try some codger blends, though I'm not going to go into the aromatics. Just can't do it. I think it's Jersey Piper is smoking. Oh, what's it? Oh, not Raleigh. Maybe it was Raleigh. Oh, shoot. It was a grape, Captain Black, I think, grape. Oh, Lord have mercy. I just don't know how anybody could do that. The only way I would try something like that is I'd have to be gifted it, a taste of it, and I would have to use one of my cobs that I could throw away. That's how much confidence I have in that. The Michigan draw, I think I'm trying. I'm not sure. But thank you for the Gaw Challenge, Doug. Now to the chat. And I went to, again, we went to Boswell. It's got a lot of goodies. But my question is, should you meet your heroes? Should you meet your heroes? And I kind of have a story with this, so it's 7 minutes now. Stick with me here. This is going to be a good 20-minute video. I don't do that too often. Stay around. I got some stories. Should you meet your heroes? And I use that somewhat loosely with the YTPC, but I think there's some reality to it. You know, guys that, you know, got started with matches, got started with mutton chop. I'm sure there's a lot of others. Beans, Brian Dorn. I mean, I got started with, you know, Uncle Willie. And I got to meet Uncle Willie, got to meet Piper Dave. We started the same. It's kind of special. I started with Uncle Willie. He's the one I started really getting connected with through the YTPC. And I got to meet him, and then I got to meet Piper Dave, who we started the same day with our presenting. So, should you meet your heroes? Now, I bring that up because sometimes, you know, should you meet celebrities that you really look up to, or sports heroes, or whatever it should be? And they always say no, because what we create up here isn't necessarily reality. And when I was a kid, my sports hero was Pete Rose. And the reason is, and I like the Cincinnati Reds, not from Cincinnati, but I like the Cincinnati Reds. And I liked him because his nickname was Charlie Hustle. He was given that nickname by Whitey Ford, and it wasn't out of fondness. But apparently it was some sort of spring training game or practice, and he would, you know, if he got walked, or if he, you know, if it was just hitting practice, whatever it was be, apparently he sprinted to first base. And if you ever watch baseball and they get a walk, I don't know anyone, the players sprint to first base. They take a nice jog. He sprint to first base. And so apparently Whitey Ford gave him the nickname Charlie Hustle. I don't know where that term comes from, or I don't remember. But it was not out of some endearment. But Pete Rose said that he had to work for everything he did. He didn't have any skills or gifts that were naturally come to him. He had to work hard for them. And that's how I always have felt in my life. I'm not good or great or gifted at one thing. Anything I do, if I put my mind to it, I have to work hard at it. Nothing comes natural. I don't believe at all. So I always like Pete Rose. Well, why the story? So I was either 14, 15, 16. And the reason I say that is because I went with a friend of mine who was probably 3 years younger. And we liked baseball and sports cards and baseball cards and all that kind of stuff. And so we had an opportunity to go to some small event where Pete Rose was. And unfortunately, I hear Pete Rose is not necessarily the nicest guy. I didn't necessarily know that then. So we go there, and we just simply want an autograph as kids, not to resell or whatever it might be. So we went there, and there were adults around, people going around, a small event. It's so long ago, I forget how, and he just really didn't give us the time of day. And maybe there's a lot going on. I mean, I can give everybody the benefit of the doubt. And there's another video to give the benefit of the doubt. But I just remember that we couldn't get the time of day from him. So that always brought up, should you meet your heroes? And so in the YTPC, obviously I use that word loosely because, guys, I get connected with you guys. I do want to meet pretty much all of you. And I really enjoyed meeting Uncle William, Piper Dave. And it's like getting to meet, it was interesting to me for the first time because on the video, it's so clear, the faces and everything. When I got in person with each of them, it took like 15 minutes for my eyes and mind to kind of get out of seeing them in videos and to see them in person. It's like it took me a while to kind of get clarity that they're really here and they're real people. But, so it was good. So I do want to say to all the YTPC community, if you are ever in upstate New York in the Albany area, and you want to meet, I'm more than happy to see if I can make the time. If that's, even like an hour, I'd be willing to go if I can. I'm probably only 30 minutes from the Massachusetts border. Whether it's a coffee, some bite to eat, a smoke if we can get one, it can't hurt to try if you're interested. You're ever in the area. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there, and I hope to do another Boswell's. I don't know how soon that'll be. But I know there's a lot of guys around that area. So should you meet your heroes? That's really up to you. And I believe if you're going to meet your heroes, whatever that means to you, you need to first recognize what you have in here, the expectations you have, what you've created about them, that you have not yet met them, and just keep that in your mind, because there's a lot more of the person that you might not know, even though I think most YTPC, what you see is what you get. Maybe not everybody. We're not all super transparent, not that we should be or need to be on the videos. But I think you need to keep in mind what's going on, that you're getting to know a person and they might not meet what your expectations and so forth. Like Munchop, he seems to me that if he's everything like he's on his video, he's unassuming, he's kind of quiet, kind, and I've heard that's the way he can be. But I'd love to meet you guys. You know, it's going to be hard, I think, to meet guys that are out west. I'd like to meet you guys in California, New Mexico. But that could be different. I know there's pipe shows. I was going to try to go to Chicago, but it's just not going to work. With Jilly, it's not going to work. But two things I'm going to do, but I want to put this in a different video because I don't know how many guys are going to stay along this 15 minutes. But I'm looking in April to go down to Gatlinburg. I'm going to visit a friend who lives in Chattanooga, stay in Gatlinburg. I want to see Dread Tiger Richard, but I'm looking to do a trip. So I want to talk to you guys about that on another video. And because I'd like to see my YTPC heroes if you guys want to meet up and we can. So, Boswell, let's get some of this good stuff out here. Now, Uncle Willie gave me one of his homemade pipe stands. I really like it. I think like Piper Dave, I'm going to keep it like this, where it has Uncle Willie 23. So I appreciate that. As I showed, I got the Esoterica blends. I picked up some tins. Uncle Willie recommended this one on his channel. So I'm gonna, that was there, so I'm going to try that. Here's another Virginia. I'm going to try that. Here's a funny one. I picked up Burley Flake. Now, this is how you know if your cellar's too big. I have H.H. Burley Flake. I just was when I saw this at Boswell's, I thought, let me pick this up because I'm too lazy to try to find it in my cellar. I thought I would just buy one so I don't have to go and find it in the cellar. That's how you know you might have too much in your cellar or you're too lazy. This I picked up. Now, this was interesting. Star of the Flake East. Now, Flake. Now, I think Pat Paladin Piper likes this. I think he talked about it. So I just happened to pick it up, and it's bulging. And I looked on the bottom. This is from February of 20, so this is 4 years old. And it's bulging, and I thought, wow. I can't believe I didn't try this earlier. I mean, this is right up my alley. 50% Latakia, Turkish, and Red Virginia. So I'm going to look forward to trying this 4-year-old blend. Even though, I mean, it would have been nicer if it was a pure Virginia to have it this aged. I got the pipe, then I just got a bunch of Boswell's little ounces to try. I got a bunch of Englishes. I did smoke Christmas cookie, J.M. Boswell, when I was there. J.M. actually packed my pipes, said, here, try it. And I want to do a video on why I'm not an aromatic guy, because I've been thinking about it, and now I know. It was nice. It was pleasant. It just doesn't do anything for me. But that'll be another video. So I got a bunch. I think I did get Countryside, Premium Burley, which I think has a little topping, Military Force, Bear Blend, which I think has a topping, Railroad, Magnum, Imperial English. Oh, I also got this, did I? Yeah, I also got this. Rat Ray's Highland Targe. Not sure. That's a mix of Bright Virginia, Tobacco's Black Cavendish, Oriental Spicy Latakia. That was very nice. So I got this pipe on Monday when I was with the guys. I stayed overnight. Tuesday morning, I went in by myself so I could really look at a lot of the stuff. Well, the problem is I got a second puppy. Where is it? I splurged on this one. He just finished that day. This was not there. This is, I believe, is JM's answer to a Rhodesian bulldog. I think that's how you would say it. Really nice pipe. And anytime you go there, JM puts in matches, he puts in pipe cleaners. And I don't know if he does it online, maybe he does, but if you buy a pipe, you get 1 ounce of tobacco free. So I got a second puppy. That's what you go in when you go in looking at puppies, you're gonna buy one. That's the way it is. So I'm glad I met my YTPC heroes because now they're friends. And I'm going to make another video asking you. So pipe chat VR to Doug the Michigan Piper, Potter Piper, one of my puppies from J.M. Boswell. God bless. Oh.